Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the bravest of them all? Why, it's you. Because you're in the process of reflecting the new world and releasing the old. Hello, my beautiful words of love. My name is Sabrina, and welcome to this Let's Talk. We're talking about mirrors. We've talked about this many times in the past, but I'm bringing it up in a different light. I recently took off a few weeks to move into my inner world. Like, I literally went in to move into my inner planet, and I have seen a change since then of my outer world. And I wanted to come to talk to you about all of this because, and last night or this morning, early in the morning, I got another message coming in, and I might even read you the message that I got in because it's very pertinent to what we're all going to talk about today. In the past few weeks, I've also been watching videos and reading books from Neville Goddard, which I'll write down here below, which is everything that I've known about my life. And I've been there in my 20s, I've been there in my 30s, in my 40s, and now my 50s, and I'm there again. It's like a piece of wisdom that we know where we need to be. Like we are... this is something I talk about with you all the time, that we are the God self, right? The notion that God is something outside of ourselves is what separates us on this planet. It's what keeps us in division. Because there's nothing outside of you that is the greatness, the miracle. It's the higher consciousness that there is a higher consciousness. Even that makes me feel like there's a higher or lower that's making us separate something. But in this world we live in, this earth, it's easier to say there's a higher frequency, right? Which is, if you want to call it 5D, 7D, 11D, I don't want to call it any labels, because it's not. It's just a consciousness where my soul resides in its highest and greatest good, where my soul is living out its abundant self, where my soul is in full love and just in love. And like with me, with others, however it is that you desire, it's like my soul is at peace. And it brings up a lot of things. It was just so clear to me to, when you see that, it's like, here is just the human experience. This is the movie, it's the illusion. And everyone's like, really has a hard time. It gets triggered by those words. It's like, what do you mean? It feels real, Sabrina. Yes, it does. It feels real. But it really is a fractal of your soul that is God, that is creator, that is source, that is energy. We are all in that collective. And we're here living out this experience. And we're attaching to the experiences, and we're attaching to people, and we're living out of alignment. But was that the human experience? Perhaps it was. That's the experiment that we're in. But when you know that, it's like easier to step out of that and to realize that I'm not in alignment with that anymore. And you peeps, you've been following me for quite a long time now. And I'm very transparent and open about the situations in my life, which normally I would have probably walked around and glorified it, or but I'm real about things. And in the past few years, I've been in lack mode. And I look back at my videos, I'm like, oh my God, even I know my feelings and my journals. It's like, I wanted to trust so much. I wanted to believe, and I did. And then I would find myself back in that lack mode, right? I was always jumping around, roller coasting, going up, going down, going up, going down. And I was in the human experience. But I choose. This is what it's all about, choice. At this moment in time, I do not choose to live in that experiment anymore. And I have to be grateful to certain people in my life, my family members, who are constantly mirroring the lack. Oh my God, they're worried about me. They feel the fear. They feel all of these anxieties. And I sit there and I'm like, okay, they're the reflection of me. Right. They wouldn't be so worried about me if I deep down, even if in the facade, I was like, okay, everything's great. But deep down, I was feeling the fear of not having enough, of not being able to pay the rent, of blah, blah, blah. They would not see that. And they would, but I'm grateful for them to have shown me that reflection. Because at that moment in time, I'm like, okay. Of course, I walk away sometimes. I would walk away a little angry and disappointed, right? I'm like, but then it's because I'm disappointed with myself. And I'm angry with myself. It has nothing to do with them. So everything in your life is that. Everyone is a freaking reflection of you. However painful it is for you to actually see it. And it's like, well, what do you mean? That person that came into my life that abused me in all sorts of ways, that's a reflection of me? Yes, because you didn't love yourself enough to stand up for yourself and to make a choice for yourself at that moment in time. And it's okay. You're not going to sit here and get upset at yourself about it. Like, I'm not going to sit there and like weigh heavily on that. I'm going to let it go. I'm like, oh, MG, I see it now. I chose to stay in the low frequency. I chose to stay out of alignment with my true soul and self. And now I choose differently. Now I choose to live in abundance. And there's so many things that like it's just so clear. You know, if you know, and I talk about this a lot in my videos too, is that as children, we were always deterred from to living in that imaginary world, into our fantasy worlds. But that is exactly where we created. That's where God creates. God creates, which is you, in the imaginary world. Because this is something that, like, what is happening right now in this present moment is because of your thoughts, your ideas, your belief systems of a past tense, and whatever is materializing right now in your life. So I give my example of lack. If I was constantly, it's because in my past months, weeks, days, years, I was acting like someone who didn't have the money. I was walking around and, you know, saying to the universe, I don't trust you, really. I really don't trust you because I'm going to go take out money here. I'm going to go take out there. I'm going to go figure it out. I'm going to go, instead of really trusting that the universe, that you are an abundance, that you are love, that you are a beautiful soul, that you are everything. But and we're in this experiment, by the way, and this is the realizations of us realizing that we're playing really small. We've been playing small all of our lives, all of the lifetimes. So I'm going to read to you what I have, because maybe it'll shed light a little bit into what we're saying here too today. But here it says, the higher consciousness, aka the higher self, God, the universe source, is just all of our past, present, and future experiences and wisdom in a high frequency state where love, peace, and freedom exists. So that statement right there was an eye-opener. I woke up, I was like, oh my God, right? So it's the collective's past, present, future events. They're all in the higher consciousness. It's all like, there's no time, right? There's no time, it's all energy. So every past life, every past situation, every past tragedy you've had, every past happiness you've had, it's all in the higher frequency state. And it's been filtered, and it's been like, it can't exist in a low density state. So it gets filtered into the high consciousness, and it's something that we here on this lower levels, this lower consciousness, have to push through. So that when we say the one, the collective, these are just words that we say like this, but they really are meaningful. Because whatever change you make in this world, this is something that I've talked about with a client and with friends and everyone, or just energetically to speak about this, is that any small change that you make actually reflects the whole. Any change that you make in your life reflects your world. And if we look at what I just said here, your world is the world. the collective world. It affects the higher consciousness. It never affects the higher consciousness, I don't think, because it is what it is. It affects this state of being. So your choices reflect that in your life. Let me continue. The lower consciousness state is where we, souls, live in these chosen avatars. Sabrina, Lynn, Teri, everyone out there. We live in limitation, fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, impatience, mistrust, comparison, lack, etc., etc. So when people die in our lives, which I have the list of people here for me, but when people have died in your life, they just moved into the higher frequency state. Their souls live on in that state of being. My soul lives in that state of being as well. So does your soul lives in that state of being. And it's just a fractal that is living in this human experience. So I'm like, now I truly understand this. Knowing this, I can fully see that it really is a movie or an illusion. Even if it feels real, it's literally just another soul and human experience. The law of assumption, which I learned from this Neville Goddard, is living assuming we are in success, love, fulfillment, freedom, etc. But really, we are all that is the universe. This expression of smallness is truly an experiment. Knowing this and using this wisdom on the world is easier than I ever thought possible. I am the higher self, and nothing and no one and no entity has authority over me, for I am part of the higher consciousness, and so are you. It's a choice you make for your avatar in the end. Do you wish to remain in the box following others' rules and limitations, or do you choose to go about life knowing that your higher state of being is already all that you desire, and just live in that imagination, which is the true state of consciousness? The human has been duped to believe otherwise. Since you have control over your human avatar, it's you who can change your outer world. No one can do that for you. Only you can do it for you. There's no God or Savior. There's no religious leader, political leader, or anyone who can truly guide you in this journey, except for you, as you are the highest form of consciousness in this omniverse. Your avatar and you have chosen to live in the limited world, and have chosen to be felt as lesser than, or lack, or in comparison. The moment we choose our true state of being, it will follow. Right? And it goes, and I wrote a lot anyways. Like, when you victimize the world, you victimize yourself. If you are the full expression of your world, then you are in disarray, right? You see war, poverty, lack, then you have it within you, and it's up to you to make the necessary changes. One change changes the whole collective field. I believe that now to be true. That fully understanding this experience, I choose the imaginary world. I choose to live in my crystal city, in my purple water with my dolphins and whales. And anyone who chooses to make fun of me chooses to live in limitation and lack. In the end, choice has never been such an important word for me on this journey as right now. I know all that you are experiencing because I've lived it, but I no longer choose to live in this world of smallness and lack and anger and limitation and limited belief systems and hate. I choose to live in my greatness, and in doing so, I will revel in my success for me and my avatar, not for the world, not for the recognition, because I know when I'm successful in love, I wrote it really fast. I wrote it in the middle of the night. So I know when I am successful in love with life and feeling good, so too will those in my world. So every night I go to sleep excited for I know not what is to come, but one thing I do know, that it will be in my highest and greatest good. And it is here that I wish to live in. And blah, 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 it goes on and on and on. But it's like really, literally making this choice and realizing these people in your lives as the reflection of a past, a future, a present moment situation that's coming up to clear, which is something that we've talked about many, many times, but it's really doing the work. Now, everybody, like we say, everybody comes on these journeys and they think it's, oh, ooh la la, but it's not. It's like you in the process of finding your God self. Even when people are resisting you, even when people are making fun of you, even when people, because in the end of it all, they're just making fun of themselves and they're resisting themselves, right? Every reaction to you is a reaction of their reflection as well. So at this point in your life, you're like, okay, I brought out a little practice, like a practice thing that you could do. You know, find someone in your life right now that is triggering you, or you know, it could even be making you happy, whatever it is. You want to bring someone in your life right now, but it's usually someone who maybe you're irked with. Okay, so who is this person? Write their name down, imagine them, think about them. Do this practice maybe later after. Then after, I want you to say when. You know, we're going to do the who, what, where, when game. When did they come into your life? You know, were they your parents, so it's a birth thing? Did they come into your life when you were in your 20s, your 30s, your 50s, 60s, 80s? When did they come into your life? We're just speaking about that one person right now. What is their role in your life? What are they doing? You know, how are they making you feel? You know, where is, like, you can do where have you met them or whatever, but I really want to look at the specifics of the issue at hand, the problem, right? The problem, which is the opportunity for you to see what this reflection is and how you can release that from you. And then how can you forgive this person? So when you look at this person, you bring it up and you think, okay, where is it that, why am I angry with this person? Why do I need to label them as a narcissist or a gaslighter? Or why are their actions really irking me right now? Where in me have I acted this way? In my teens, in my 20s, and whenever, or in a relationship, or with money, or whatever it is. Because there's no way, every single reflection in your life is you. You know, like Neville Goddard says, a really beautiful thing is, you are the world pushed out. And every reflection is that too. So to me, it's like, wow, okay. And it's like, stop blaming another. And there's those of you that I know that are watching that are in the middle of war-torn countries. You're in the middle of, maybe you're in poverty-torn countries. You're like having problems with money, having problems with finding love, having problems with this. But know that it's because inside you are feeling that. And you're needing to clear. And the moment that you make these changes within is the moment that you will see a change without. Right? As within, as without. As above, as below. It's the same thing. And this is like, why don't we focus on, I've told a few people this week about this, and it's really powerful. You know, we even just taking my example of a few months ago or years ago, I'm really looking for wealth. I was looking for wealth, money to come in, and I focused so much on that the law of reverse happened. Like it didn't come to me. Right? Because I was so focused on that. I was like, I want that. What you can do as a practice is to focus on what is wealthy in your life. Your friends, your family, your garden, your refrigerator, you know, your wardrobe, your whatever that you have that you feel like rich with. Your books, whatever it is for you. And focus on that. Put out your request, you know. You know, like, you don't even have to put out a request. That's the thing, because it's all here. You know, your higher self in the higher state of consciousness already knows where you're supposed to be. How, you know, this is the thing, is we're always looking for the how. How am I going to get there, Sabrina? When is it going to happen? What's going to happen? How? And it's like, you don't need to know any of that. And it kind of, it's counterintuitive to my whole tarot reading, right? It's okay. But this is where we are. That's where I'm at right now. I need to really fully teach this to all, not teach this, but show you what I'm learning on my own. And how to really fully tap into my intuition. To fully tap into what I know to be true for me. Not for everyone else, not because someone else has a different opinion than me, because I'm not seeking any validation from anyone. I'm not seeking anything, because I am part of them as well. Right? And there's it's like the world is, to me, the way I see it now is that the earth has already lived its life. And now I'm just adding to it, because I actually don't want to live this life anymore of this old world. It doesn't excite me. It's like, okay, we're always doing the same thing over and over again, even if, oh no, we're going to change it up. I'm going to go travel. Like everybody asks me, are you going to go travel again, Sabrina? I'm like, no, I don't feel like it. There's nothing of this old world that I want to see anymore. I want to see the new. How do I want to see the new? I have to live in my imagination for the moment and get excited about it there. And I'm freaking excited. I really literally have a city all built up for me. Right? Like where you guys are all there, by the way. And it's like beautiful. And I'm going to live in it. And ever since I've been living in that city or in that beach town or wherever it is for you, I've like everything has been coming in. I'm not asking any questions anymore. I'm not asking how is it supposed to come in? When is it going to come in before I'm not asking anything anymore. I'm done. Because I'm fully trusting. You know, and the impatience is like I talked about it at the beginning of my tarot reading last week. I talked about how the world is impatient. They need now. I need everything yesterday. I want like instant gratification, this, and you're like, okay, well, you're not on this journey for that, right? Because at the end of the day, you have it all anyways. You are it. Like if you are God or the child of God, if that like when you say I'm God, if it triggers you, then you're the child of the universe, and if that's better for you, then say that. It doesn't really matter what you're saying, because it's all the feeling that's coming up for you. It's the knowing. Like to me, it's like we have an original blueprint. It's all hidden. We don't know anything, and I have to tell you that I do my writing. I do a lot of journaling, and a lot of my journaling, I look back on it, and I'm like, oh my God, it's like they. Who is they? Me, my higher consciousness, me in that state of higher consciousness. The people, my sister, my mother, my aunt, my grandmother, you know, my friend, like all of these people who are reflections of me in the higher consciousness are telling me. That's why it's not a spirit guide. It's a spirit guide if you want to say it as a label, as an angel, it's a this, it's a that. It's just you in a different state of being. Who's like, hey, making fun of you if mine make fun of me, because I live like that. I live in laughter and sarcasm. That keeps me going. Right? Not everybody like they're loving and whatever. However you receive this, my beautiful warriors, it's because that is you, the expression of you in the higher consciousness, coming to express itself here. And through these journals, I've seen like, just be patient, trust us. And my human self or my human avatar was like, I don't want to trust you because I want it right now. Right? Because we say a lot of affirmations, and even this, I've had a discussion with people about this. Well, I say it, Sabrina, and I waited a week, and I'm like, wow. Amazing. So the fact is that you've been waiting every single day in those 7 days. So you've put a time limit, which there is no time. Even today, I was writing, and it's like in my journal, I'm like, what is the day today? And I looked at January 27. I'm like, OMG. I had no idea. I had literally no idea. Even when I was doing my tarot, I had no idea what time. I had to go look at it after to write it in the title, because I have no idea, because it's not important anymore to me, because I'm choosing this life, of this limitless life. I'm not going to limit myself anymore to people around me who are making choices that don't align with me anymore. Right? And this is where the empowerment is. You know, there's people around you making choices that are not aligned with, let's say if you're interested in being in a relationship with someone and he or she is coming to you and is not aligning with you, is saying, no, this is how I see my life and this is what I want to do with my life. And then what does the human do? We concede. We compromise. And the soul is like, no, what are you doing? And why are we compromising? That's not what we're here to do. We're here to live our life as the fullest as we can. But then again, I say to myself, maybe in your compromise, that's your experience that you want to enjoy as a soul. So who am I to take that away from you and your soul, right? But I know that I am not here anymore. If I am out of alignment, which is I have already stated what I want us to be as in alignment. I'm here to live in my full abundance, and I'm here to live in love of self and love and unconditional love of others. And that's a big one for me, because there's some people that still come to me, face me, and I'm still irked by them. And I'm like, okay, but this is exciting to me. This is my work. I'm like, okay, what is it? At the moment, even strangers, why is that stranger bothering me right now, right? And I like sit there and I ask myself, I do my own work. I'm like, okay, and what is it that is bothering me here? Okay, whatever it is it a physical thing? Is it an emotional thing? It comes up. I want to face it right then and there. And I want to love myself through it. And I want to forgive myself and I want to release it. Does it go away like this? Highly improbable, right? Because I am human. My Sabrina has been programmed to react and to respond in certain situations, certain ways, and it's okay. I'm not going to hate on my Sabrina. I'm going to say, okay, Sabrina. Again, and it gets quicker and quicker as more people come in. And then you're going to realize something, which is big for me. I've realized this in the past few weeks even, that me making my own choices have shifted the focus and have shifted the people that come to me, that are around me, that stay with me, that, it's because I am no longer choosing to stay in the misalignment anymore. I'm no longer choosing to be around people who are negative, or choosing to be people who are always never really trying to help themselves. My choice is to be here for those who are willing to do the work. And that's what I see that comes more and more to me. And I'm blessed to have you all in my life, because I say, oh my God, how exciting is this that we're actually working together. We're doing this as a team, as the collective that we are, and we're learning from each other. And we're not holding on to words, and we're not holding on to other people. To me, the whole, it's so clear as day. My retraction from social media, I still watch it because I watch funny things about babies and stuff like that, and it makes me laugh, and it's okay. But otherwise, I don't watch any news or current. I don't care. And people are like, well, if you don't care about the world, I actually care about the world. But I know that my world will change when I change inside. When I heal myself, therefore the world will heal. And still people think that's whack job. Still people think it's crazy. How can you change the world? I said, how has it been working for you guys so far? Because it hasn't been working very well, has it now? You still vote because your vote means so much in this world. You still vote for those leaders to come in. You still vote for the same people. You still are doing the same routines, still boring lives that you lead. You're still doing this. Come on, people. You don't want to make a change in your life? Do you want to always be angry with your sisters, your brothers, your parents, or this? No, we want to make a change. We want to bring this to love. I want love, I want to always be loved. And the only way I can be loved is if I love myself. fully and be honest with myself. I can't tell you how many times, especially during the holidays, how many times people are like, maybe you're the reflection, that's why you don't have love. I said, I don't have a relationship because I choose that I made a choice. I don't want a relationship. And it's like very challenging for everybody. Why are you irked by my decision? You have to go within yourself to figure these things out. Who, what, where, when, like when, why, whatever it is that you need to do. And how can I resolve this within me? Because this is me. And it's like, how many, I look at the program and it's clear as day that you're selfish. You're only thinking about yourself here. Yes. Because I know that that's a freaking program. And I know that if I only think of myself right now, I'm actually healing you. And you. And you. And my world. And when I heal my world, and you heal your world, and they heal their world, then the world comes together again and gets ready for the new. Because listen to me, like I think of this often. I don't want to manifest in this old world. Like I want to bring in all this money, like whatever I want, whatever it is that you want in your life, you desire to have. But then I'm like, I don't want to really manifest, and I don't want to continue this world. And I love this world, I love this earth because it's me who's created this earth. But I think I'm ready for the new. Are you ready for the new? Or do you want to continuously do the same pattern over and over again? The same cycle, the same loop? If there's something that you continuously find yourself repeating over and over, don't get upset at yourself. Don't say, oh my God, I'm here again. I'm such a loser. Don't say these things to yourself at all. Please do not say that you're a loser. Please do not say that you're this or that or that. You are not that. See it for what it is and say, oh my God, okay, I made a mistake. Okay, next, I'm going to change this. Because I want this. I'm excited for this next new step. How am I going to get it? I have no freaking idea. I have no idea. I can't even tell you. I have no idea how it's going to materialize. But I trust in my future self. I trust in my higher self, in my higher consciousness, my soul that is there. I trust my beautiful souls that left the earth, who are there working on my behalf as well, and on your behalf as well. Right? Because we're all working together. It's just I don't see them anymore in physical form, but we're still working together. And I think about it, and it just came to my head. It's like, well, it's a human experience to be in it, but at one point, the human experience for me is like done. I don't think I think I've done it. I've experienced heartbreak enough. I think I've experienced death enough. I've experienced trauma enough. Like, I've done it. It's okay, and I'm ready to clear it from my vessel. And I really want to bring in something new that is not always stuck on that. And so for me to do that is for me to let it go and release it. I no longer attach it, and have no more expectations on people. Other people's opinions. I always tell people that opinions mean nothing. They weigh nothing. They're just an opinion. It's like it's nothing. It's ego. And all this 30 minutes I'm talking, I haven't even talked about ego. Look, but your ego plays a part for you in this state of consciousness. It does not play a part for you in the higher consciousness. So in this state of consciousness, work with it here, but discern from it and understand what it is doing for you. It's keeping you alive and surviving, but you don't need that anymore. You don't need to be surviving. And if you're surviving, that's something to look at. Because you are God. What would God do? What would the higher consciousness state of me do at this moment in time? Would they be crying in their pool because he rejected you? Because she doesn't love you? No. She would say, okay, thank you so much for being in my life. Thank you for choosing. Because now I can choose to have the courage to choose for myself and choose me for once and for all. And now I'm going to live my life the way I choose to live it. And Sabrina wants to live a new life, but you guys maybe want to live this life and you want to travel more and you want to then do that. There's no limitations. We've lived in limitation for so long. That's why I do not follow anything. I don't follow like these structures, these organizations. I don't follow rules. I don't follow any of it because it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, again, I talk about this with other, I'm going to tell you what I talk about with people because this is what my life is. And it's like, yeah, but that's the law. But whose law is it? Like, I'm not dumb, right? So I was talking to someone and she was like, yeah, but some people need religion because they're not very smart. I said, okay, that's like, first of all, it's condescending. And second of all, it's like you have no, obviously, self-worth because to me, it's logical. Logically, a person knows that they don't have to kill somebody. Logically, you shouldn't cheat on your wife or husband, right? Logically, I know that I shouldn't steal, I shouldn't lie. Like, logically, it's logical. I don't need someone telling me what to do, right? And if I do it, I don't need, like, someone telling me that I'll be punished for the rest of my life because I won't be. Because there's no heaven, there's no hell, and that's just made up, and it's a program as well. Because all we do is move into a higher state of consciousness. This is just an experiment. This is just an illusion. There's no political leader that has any rights over you. There is no laws. But of course, we live in this world where it exists. So it's like, when you change your inner world, let me tell you people, those things change as well. And if you can trust me, or you don't have to trust me, you could just listen to me and let this go. But to me, I'm not choosing to live a life that has been, I'm a creator. I'm creating my own film now. I'm going to create my own destiny. In my new creation, I am abundant and free. That's what I really want. I just want to be free of all of this rules and restrictions. I don't want to be in restrictive mode anymore. I want to be just me. Me making choices for me. And being happy with my choices. That's all. And then I said this to a few people in sessions, and also I think I wrote it down for some people in my life. And it's like I don't know who the person is that said this, but if I find his name, I'll write it down. It's, I leave whatever it is that you have an issue with. I leave my lack mentality, or I leave my credit card debts, or I leave my low self-worth, or whatever it is that you have. Like, I'm just giving you examples for yourself. Or I leave my relationship, or whatever it is, in the hands of God, creator, source, or higher consciousness, however you want to say it. So I leave, fill in the blank, in the hands of God, or in the hands of fill in the blank, from with the trust of a child, knowing that everything will be taken care of me in the highest and greatest good. So why I leave you with this is because this was a game changer for me. I was like, oh my God, I left that to God, creator, source, to my sister, my mother. I left it all to them. I'm like, you guys take care of this. Why the hell am I carrying this? I'm the one having this human experience. I'm the one who has to clear this freaking vessel, and I'm not carrying this shit on me anymore. And I'm the one who brought it on myself, 100,000%. But also, if we're a team, if we are a collective working together, why am I the one that's carrying it? No, I can't do this. So I let it go. And as soon as I let it go, I was like, I haven't thought about it once, by the way. I let it go. Boom. I trust that you will take care of it. And they're like, thank you, finally. Bring it on. So I've let a lot go off my shoulders into the hand of God. And thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm done with that. And now I'm going to choose life. I'm going to be excited about life, which I am. And I didn't choose to cut my hair like this. My hairstylist chose it. But did he really choose it? Maybe he was just part of me choosing this. But doing this haircut, this change has changed everything already again for me. I feel amazing. I feel so much lighter. I literally feel like I must have cut off a foot of heavy problems. with it. So whatever it is that you need to make a change in this world, it's all about you, and it's your choice to do this for you. Are you in? Are you out of alignment? Ask yourself every single time. Every time you feel doubt, worry, fear, anxiety, or impatience, you are out of alignment, 1,000%. All of this is made up in your mind. Your ego will keep you in there all times. You are a reflection. The people are a reflection of you. Mirror, mirror on this wall, who's the shiniest of them all? You are. They are. Everyone is. But it's a choice you're going to have to make here to change the world, to change the state of being in this earth, on this earth, in this world. Right? We're not saying that you're going, like, we're not living in the higher state of consciousness right now. But what if you can start to bring in that kind of consciousness onto this world? Oh my God, amazing. Right? That's the way I see it. I'm like, okay. You know, and there's a part of me that always like says, okay, but there's this human experience that we're supposed to be living with. But yes, I get it. And it's like, it's a choice again, but it's a choice you make. These are all choices we're making, and I just want to see if I got everything, because I have so much written down. But, you know, I want to just like mirror reflection, unhealed version, healed version of you, your responsibility and choice, presenting themselves. Yeah. Everyone you blame is actually you. You choose to remain in this relationship. Many of us have been in relationships that lasted way longer than they should have, because the outside world made us believe that we needed to try and forgive those who treat us badly. And we need to remain and help them, but really we are witnessing an unhealed part of ourselves. We're not here to fix everyone else, and we're here to heal ourselves and forgive ourselves for the choices we made. Your mother didn't nurture you because you didn't know how to nurture yourself, right? That's an example. We need to accept the fact that we chose this relationship, that we are mentally, physically, emotionally abused. Own it. I did, you know, like, I've stopped pointing fingers at the people around in my life. I've stopped pointing fingers for my lack mentality. I've stopped pointing fingers. And then people who make me feel like, who trigger me or irk me, it's like, oh my God, thank you so much. Now, I see these people, I'm like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever gotten, because now I'm able to release this from me. I'm not going to hold on to this. I'm not going to attach this. I don't really care. I'm like, even relationships that men that stole from me, or men that whatever lied to me, or not men, women, everything. Everyone is like always like, why, you know, oh, you were such good friends. And because I'm like, oh my God, it makes so much sense now. I've gone through so many different friendships in my lifetime, and I see some people who have stayed with the same friends forever. And now I realize I wasn't supposed to stay in these friendships for a long time, long term, because I wasn't healed. So it was always an unhealed version of me in a friendship. So we had to heal each other, or we had to help each other, or she helped me, I helped her, or him, or his, whatever it is. And then we move on. The attaching ourselves to people and wanting these long-term relationships and love, it's like it's a program. It really is. Because really, this journey is about discovering yourself, falling in love with your avatar, and forgiving her and him for all the missteps and all the choices that you made. And clearing yourself from that, and not allowing, and not having to go fix it or repair it. You know, I have to fix the damage. I have to do this. No, right? Sometimes our houses are too broken to go repair them. We need to just sell them. Sometimes we don't have to flip everything. For now, it's like that's what you're doing with your house as well. And I noticed that I was really looking like my eyes were really shot the past year. I looked at some videos. I was like, wow, man. I was like, pfft. But I was like, okay, it was just a reflection of how I was feeling inside, right? And it's also a part of me on this journey feels like at one point we're going to have to go through, like, your old version has to, you're going to look old and you're going to look like ugly according to the world, and then it's going to be like you're going to shine. So stop looking at yourself. Stop focus on you, but focus on where you want to be. Focus on your imaginary world. Focus on how you feel in that imaginary world. If you feel like shit in that imaginary, and change that up, right? That's not you're supposed to be feeling. Like really live in the dream world. I've been living in the dream world every night I go to bed. And it impresses on your subconscious mind as well. So make sure before you're going to bed that you're not worried, fearful, anxious, because that stays in your subconscious and that it shows up in your next day, your conscious, right? It's like live in that world of fantasy, or live in that world of love, or whatever it is that you thrive on, that you know that your frequency is rising up. When you're thinking about it, go there. You will not disappoint. You will not, literally, because I don't know, we're in such a beautiful, we're an amazing crossroads in this life right now. I feel it's like we're all well, not all of us, but people here, you're in awareness that there's a program that needs to be shut down. Cancel, clear, delete. It's not for nothing I say that. It's literally cancel, clear, delete. I am not that person anymore. I'm not that version of myself anymore. I'm a new version. The new version will not be welcomed by all, because everybody's still in their old versions of themselves. But again, this is a choice, and this is the choice you make for yourself in this world. Would you like to live? How do you want to live? Live in that, feel that, and knowing that it's going to materialize. Because everything happens, we don't know when it's going to happen, but you need to create that scenario first, right? You need to create that scene in the movie first. So imprint that within and watch the magic happen. Because that is the human experience. It's us fully moving into our recognition and remembrance of self, of soul, of God, and finally seeing it materialize before our eyes and saying, whoo, we did it, right? Wow, look where we're at now. So I'll leave you here. I could go on and on. I literally, sometimes I sit in bed at night and I just talk to my recorder. It's so really crazy. I love it. Anyways, sometimes I feel like I should do bed talks. You don't want to see me at night. So this is where I leave you, my beautiful warriors. I can't, I gotta do some promo for myself, because where else would I do it? My zodiac notebooks came out. Cancer, Leo, Gemini, Aries, all of them. Everybody's here. Everybody's represented. Aquarius. And inside, I know some of you have bought it already. Thank you so much. And inside there's some really, it's like a little thank you note, but there's some fun and, what does Aquarius like to eat and drink and their favorite colors. But also there's space for coloring and writing. It's a journal. It's actually a journal. And there's just snarky little comments with very Sabrina, don't follow me. I'm charting my own path of energy. So this is available on Amazon. The link is down below. And this is I'll leave you with this beautiful affirmation. I am strong, powerful, harmonious, and happy. Say that 1,000 times a day if you really believe it. Don't say it if you don't believe it. I always will stick to that. Never, ever say an affirmation if you do not believe it. If you say, I am abundant, and you go and you live in lack, you'll never receive it. You'll just be in lesson mode. And we know where that is. And we've been in it for too long. But anyways, yeah. Ask yourself, sometimes it's hard for us to imagine our worlds. If I had what I want, how would I be feeling right now? That's how you like imagine yourself in that world. Anyways, it's a law of attraction, but it's mostly the law of assumption that actually triggered me into really looking into this, because that I found very eye-opening. Yeah, it's like assuming, even though I always say to people, assuming is making an ass out of you and me, but I think that was probably the program, because assumption is exactly where we need to be. Assume yourself in that position and it will come. Anyways, I can go on and on and on. I have so much information everywhere, but I'll do another Let's Talk. I hope that this helped you. Let me know in the comments. I know that you will let me know in the comments because you're amazing that way. And, like, share, comment, subscribe, and join my Ko-fi member if you're not already signed up. It's a way to get your tarot insights for the month. All right. I love, love, love you, and I'll see you when I see you.